Dispatch 109er, is the cargo secure? And are we clear for takeoff? Yes, sir, cargo plane that ironically doesn't have a number. You are the only one in the fleet. Your cargo is secure, and you are ready for takeoff. Alright, let's get in the air. Are you sure that this is a safe idea, man? What could go wrong? A horrible old man controlled by some sort of evil electronics that has weapons, that has no clothes except underwear and some braggedy old boots. That is in a plane. What could go wrong? You're right. Don't mind me setting the waypoint for somewhere close to the city, but not too close. Alright. May I mention why we have this thing in a container right behind us? Yeah, it's totally safe. It's in suspended something. It can't come alive unless it gets free, in which it won't be coming alive. That makes me feel much better. All the rest of our stuff is just random things. Yeah. Some ammo, some guns, just some normal military stuff. And not really nothing. We have a single piece of like uranium back there, but that's not gonna worry about anything. There's a problem. We're going down. Launch the cargo. What? We can't. I don't care. Launch it. They hunted for that cargo every single day, but they never found it at the bottom of the sea. Then one day, the water got into it and forced it to come alive. It had been dormant for about 2 years. The pilot and the co-pilot survived. All it knew was that they tried to kill it. It didn't know that it was an accident, so they were its first targets. They had now retired out of the Air Force and were civilians. He couldn't gather information on where exactly they were, but they did know where the relatively young co-pilot was. He was 18 then. Actually, no, I remember he was 16. No, 17. Yeah, 17. His parents consented to him joining. Now he is 19 years old. Pilot? He was around, say, 29 then. He is now 31. Nobody knew that this was the coming of the nakeding. Probably gonna get my mom to cut this out sometime. His only goal was to kill. He didn't know when, he didn't know where, he didn't know how. It had some sense of morale and went after the older one first. Tracked him down somewhere in the city. He searched the shadows, using his boost jump to sometimes get him across. Sorry, you should just click off. This is gonna be horrible. Go do something better with your time. I'm just in the making of a terrible movie. That isn't even a movie. It's like, it's exactly as it is. An 11-year-old tries to create a funny spoof. Well, it's not even a spoof. It's like a parody. It's not even a parody of anything. Just a random thing of something. Parody movie, comedy movies. But it's not that good. He had like $2 to make it. So yeah, go do something better with your time, please. I would rather you not waste it on me. Go watch some YouTuber who's better than me.
Hey babe, I didn't get it.
Like, all of this is gonna be cut out.
Away.
So, at least I hope. He tracked him to his home, brought out an axe he found, and stuck him right in the shoulder blade. He then found a machete in the tool shed. Then water. Well, for this entire time he had been just targeting this guy, but that might change, but who knows. But the younger guy, the co-pilot, had been walking along, just seeing what he was doing, when he realized that he had just seen the experiment that they had worked on 2 years ago. He sprang into action and forced him into a random van he found on the street. Broke into the van. I am now playing as the Duty McDuderson, the co-pilot. And was planning to take him back to his watery grave. The same place where he started. This time, either one of them could die. He kept firing taser shots onto the robot, which kept him a little occupied for a while, which he was too busy twitching long after the electricity would originally be gone on human, because, you know, inside he's made of metal. He drives up to the security checkpoint, rams right through it. The robot in the back recognizes that as a crime, and his desperation to kill the co-pilot gets even stronger. But he would need a couple more minutes to break out of the tape and rope and chain that he was laid up in. Just as he was about to escape, the whole van begins filling with water. The circuitry systems of his start shutting down. The co-pilot manages to get out just in time. Pretend I'm, you know, sort of a normal person. And then he sees something. This is where one of the parts of the plane came detached. He sees the cargo tube. This is where he had originally been. He didn't remember that. He was just driving him to water. Now, since he did, he felt a sense of, if you mess with us, you get back where you came from. That's not even a real thing. But something else than that is what I meant. He had a feeling he knew he had to tell the military. So he did. He told them. But what he didn't know is the water both reactivated him and changed his targeting to everybody he saw. So now the robot, there it was. It had only been a couple of, an hour this time. But this isn't his first time awakening, as you know. Neither is it his second. Well, neither will it be his last. When the military gets there, they realize, well, I'm gonna go to the military base for this to make more sense. Get me to... Pretend I'm a soldier and not this thing. Once again, this, I hope, will be cut out. I don't know. I seriously hope it will, because this is just ruining it more than it already is. Then we're gonna send a dive jet into the area. I should honestly take a tank, since tanks can actually go underwater in IRL. It is an unarmed jet that's not quite the same as the laser that they use for their armed jets. It is, instead of a laser, it's a Western Vezra. That's what they use. They're called dive planes, the rest of them. They were sending one all the way to where it started and where it ended, or so they thought. You'd get up to a high altitude, and you'd have a high pressure suit that would allow him to endure such. Just before he hit the water, he would also extend his gears, just so the plane had more places to take pressure. So it wouldn't all go on the rest of the plane, and maybe potentially break the screen. It didn't go exactly as planned, and he got launched back a little bit. How do I dive? Should be. No. He dived down, saw his plane, tried to close it a couple of times, but failed. He was out in his diving suit, and when he saw the van but realized there was nothing there, they knew they had a problem. Meanwhile, the nakeding had just started in the city. He had begun murdering multiple. That's when the military once again got involved. They hid what some of his prime targets they thought would be at the military base. And when he came, they they were all in a cargo plane. So he went into the cargo plane. Since he was a robot, he didn't really know of traps. They had to waste materials in order to get rid of this. Sorry this is so terrible and I didn't really do anything, but that's because I'm lazy. And if somebody wants to do a better version of this, you're way welcome to. Get back into it now. When he got into the back, a couple of soldiers got in the cockpit. They were ready. A single pilot got into the cockpit, may I add. Everybody back there, they held the beast down as the pilot got ready for takeoff. He was in the same thing that started his journey. Now the thing that started it was going to end it. They were going to take him all the way around the island. Straight into the Plato Cove, where one of the last sharks in this area inhabits. Then, as they were flying, the weather suddenly got better. It finally wasn't foggy, and they could see where they were going. So they piloted him to citizens below that had family members and friends killed by this thing, and people who were just happy none of their family and friends got killed were celebrating down below as they went into the ocean. Then somebody went over Googling where to find sharks. I don't know what sharks could be. That took way longer than it should. They just sort of plunged him into a random part of the ocean. Oh, that's a scary sight. Yeah, I don't like that.